Philosophy of Arithmetic. Philosophy of Arithmetic, Psychological and Logical Investigations is an 1891 book about the philosophy of mathematics by the philosopher Edmund Husserl. Husserl's first published book, it is a synthesis of his studies in mathematics under Karl Weierstrass, with his studies in philosophy and psychology under Franz Brentano, to whom it is dedicated, and Carl Stumpf. Structure. The Philosophy of Arithmetic constitutes the first volume of a work which Husserl intended to comprise 2 volumes, of which the second was never published. Comprehensively, it would have encompassed 4 parts and an appendix. The first volume is divided in 2 parts, in the first of which Husserl purports to analyze the proper concepts of multiplicity, unity, and amount die eigentliche Begriff von Vielheit, Einheit und Anzahl, and in the second the symbolic amount concepts and the logical sources of amount Arithmetic die symbolischen Anzahlbegriff und die logischen Quellen der Anzahl in Arithmetic. Content. The basic issue of the book is a philosophical analysis of the concept of number, which is the most basic concept on which the entire edifice of arithmetic and mathematics can be founded. In order to proceed with this analysis, Husserl, following Brentano and Stumpf, uses the tools of psychology to look for the origin and content of the concept of number. He begins with the classical definition, already given by Euclid, Thomas Hobbes, and Gottfried Wilhelm Leibniz, that number is a multiplicity of unities, and then asks himself, what is multiplicity and what is unity? Anything that we can think of, anything we can present, can be considered at its most basic level to be something. Multiplicity is then the collective connection of something and something and something, etc. In order to get a number instead of a mere quantity, we can also think of these featureless, abstract somethings as ones and then get 1 and 1 and 1, etc. as basic definition of number in abstracto. However, these are just the proper numbers, that is, number which we can conceive of properly, without the help of instruments or symbols. Psychologically, we are limited to just the very first few numbers if we want to conceive of them properly. With higher numbers, our short-term memory is not enough to think of them altogether, but still as identical to themselves and different from all others. Husserl contends that as a result, we must proceed to the analysis of symbolically conceived numbers, which are in essence the numbers used in mathematics. History. The book is a product of Husserl's years of study with Weierstrass in Berlin and his student Leo Königsberger in Vienna on the mathematical side, and his studies with Brentano in Vienna and Stumpf in Halle on the psychological/philosophical side. The book is mostly based on his Habilitationschrift of 1887 on the concept of number über den Begriff der Zahl. Husserl also lectured on the concept of number between 1889 and 1891, much in the same vein. He continued working on the second volume up to at least 1894. Gottlob Frege was critical of philosophy of arithmetic and accused Husserl of relying too much on the metaphysical and not enough on the logical aspects of mathematics. Frege's criticisms influenced negatively the young mathematician's career as a professor. Husserl's logical investigations secured his reputation 10 years later, but Frege and others never accepted Husserl as a practitioner of true logic. Editions. The original edition. Philosophie der Arithmetik psychologisch und logischen Untersuchungen, 1 Dr. E. G. Husserl. 1. BD. 1891, Roman 16, 324 p. 23 cm. LC classification, QNN. High D class no. Husserlian edition. Philosophie der Arithmetik psychologisch und logischen Untersuchungen mit Ergänzungen und Texten 1890-1901 series. Husserlian Edmund Husserl Gesamtwerk vol. Roman 12 Husserl, Edmund ed. Eli, Luffer 1970, 585 p. Official English translation of the Husserlian edition. Philosophy of Arithmetic, Psychological and Logical Investigations with supplementary texts from 1887-1901 series. Edmund Husserl Collected Works, vol. X. Husserl, Edmund T.R. Willard, Dallas 2003, 580 p.